Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Marilyn Darling Show, and welcome to another episode of an ink review. Today we're looking at a pinkish ink from Noodler. Oh, I'm like, where is the thing? Noodlers Kuprin. Thanks go out to Gary and Kathy Scott for providing the sample for this review. Today's pen, we will be using the Noodlers Red the Noodlers Red Nib Creeper, also known as the Noodler Standard Pen. Let's scooch in here. This is today's ink. It's definitely a pink, like a pinkish ink. It's very dusty light. Oh, I forgot to do our water resistance test. Okay, so I got asked how I do my water resistance test and how I do my other tests. So this is kind of how it goes. About a couple minutes before, I will push some water over the water resistance test and kind of swish it back and forth. This is kind of mimicking what a strong storm would do to an envelope. And this does have a little bit of water resistance. How about that? And then I got asked about how I do my paintings. So I have a little spray bottle. This is just plain tap water. And I spray the backside, because what's going to happen is it's going to bow. Hi Gary, how are you today? And then I spray the front side. And then by that time you can see that as soon as it absorbs in, it'll lay down flat. It's sunny here in California today, if you can believe it. And then I get the ink pooled up at the end of my pen, and I kind of do little bits of these things. And sometimes I'll write a word, but most of the time I just kind of splash it around. And then for the toilet paper chromatography, I take the sample, I open it up, and I take a nice clean pipette, and I suck up a couple drops, and then I go 1, 2, 3 droppy drops, put the rest of the ink back in there, and then I kind of swoosh it in and out of the water so that it's mostly clean water. It does have a little bit of pink still in there from the water, but then I put 7 drops. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I have to remember not to put that back in the... And then I kind of just let it do its thing. So there's 10 drops in total. And I found that 2 to 8 was probably the perfect amount, and 1 to 9 was too light. So 3 to 7 works really good. And if it does have any water resistance, it'll show definitely in the middle. It won't like spread out like it's doing. And then you can really see all the different colors coming out of it. For instance, right here we can see there's like a dark red shade, and then when water is applied to it, there's like this magenta undertone, and then it has these little legs of like dark, almost purple coming out, and then right along the edge there's like this nice pinky pink. And also over here we can tell that it's going to have a little bit of gray in it, actually. Uh-oh, where did that come from? Okay. And so then we start our review. And I do it on all the papers. Oops. Oh my god, everything is happening right now. My freaking chair. I swear to god I'm going to throw this thing in the trash. It's not being very cooperative at all. Alright, let's do some paper review, shall we? Now, with some of the Noodlers inks, you're going to find that they're very uncooperative, which is a shame because they make such pretty ink. So this is the Pen and Gear memo book from Walmart.com. It is feathered into the page, and it did bleed through the page. This is lightweight traveler's notebook paper, no feathering, a little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. This is super lightweight traveler's notebook paper. Barely any feathering, and normal amount of ghosting. This is Moleskin 70 GSM, feathering into the page, and it did bleed through the page. This is Fabriano Eco Qua 85 GSM, again, feathering into the page, and it did bleed through the page. This is Ayush 100 GSM paper, again, feathered into the page, and it's trying to bleed through the page. This is 52 GSM Tomoe River. No feathering, no bleeding, but hints of ghosting right there. This is the Jot Journal from the Dollar Tree. Oh, my laundry is done. A little bit of feathering right there. And a little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. This is Maramon Nimosini 80 GSM dot grid. No feathering. A little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. This is Oxford Optic paper. A little bit of feathering, bleeding, and ghosting. Clairefontaine 90 GSM. A little bit of feathering, bleeding, and ghosting. Most of the Noodlers inks are not very cooperative, so grain of salt, or use Tomoe River. This is Lamy Booklet 90 GSM. Feathered into the page, and it did bleed through. Exceed 100 GSM heavyweight paper from Walmart.com. It is spreading into the page, and there is bleeding and ghosting. Unison Composition Book 2022. Feathered into the page, and it did bleed right through the page. This is Up and Up Wide Rolled Composition Book. Target.com. It is spreading into the page, and it did bleed right through the page. This is True Red Composition Book. Staples.com. This is trying to spread into the page, and it did bleed through the page. This is the Nanami 7 Seas 68 GSM Tomoe River. This one looks like it's trying to spread into the page, and it does have a little bit of bleeding and a little bit of ghosting. This is Rhodia Dot Pad 80 GSM. It is feathering a little bit into the page, and it does have some bleeding and ghosting. This is Buffet Handmade Paper from Italy. Oh my god. Look at all that feathering. Woo! Feathered like a chicken. Bled through the page. U-style notebook paper. It is spreading into the page. And it did bleed through. CVS caliber notebook paper. Feathered into the page. And it did bleed through. This is like one of the only ones that's bled through. Besides the Noodlers Tchaikovsky. You can tell right there. You can tell where the Noodlers inks are. Oxford optic paper. It does look like it's trying to spread into the page just a little bit. And there is a little bit of bleeding and a little bit of ghosting. Mead wide rolled notebook paper. It is feathering into the page. And it did bleed right through the page. 5-star notebook paper. It is spreading into the page. And it did bleed through the page. HP Premium 32-pound copy paper. It does spread into the page, but barely any ghosting. This is JNB Copperplate Graph Pad from JohnNeilBooks.com. It is spreading into the page, and a little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Last but not least, this is Original Crown Mill 100 GSM paper. It is feathering into the page, and it did bleed through. So it bled through every single page that I put it on, which is a darn shame. Okay, let's do a comparison panel to see where this implies. Alright, let's take a look. Here we have Noodlers Kuprin next to Van S. Penn's Hissy Fit, Private Reserve, Rose Rage, Graf von Faber-Castell Yozakura, and Beryllium Pompadour Cotinga Burgundy, Colorverse Felicity Glistening, Robert Oster Sushi, Diamond Pink Ice, Birmingham Decaying Klein, Robert Oster Cherry Blossom. These are very similar. Monteverde Kindness Pink, Jabon Bouquet de Anton. Didn't I just do Bouquet de Anton? No, that's Decaying Klein. This is Tasha Lip Color Rose Beige, Pink Beige, Private Reserve Shell Pink, Kobe number 54, Diatramentus Apple Blossom, Colorverse Alpha Boo, Birmingham Cherry Blossom, Private Reserve Plum, Diamine Claret, Van Diemen's Diamonds Are a Girl's BFF, Noodlers Black Swan and Australian Roses, Lamy Crystal Barrel, Noodlers Cactus Fruit Eel, Noodlers King Philip Requiem, Organic Studio Unicorn Blood, Diatramentus Document Fuchsia, KWZ Raspberry, Krishna Magenta, Stipula Sweet Pink, Wearing Gall Taxidermy Genius, Noodlers Tokyo Gift, Pilot Mixable Pink, Mont Blanc Pop Pink, Freedom of the Starry Skies Pink, Noodlers Rachmaninoff, Lamy Vibrant Pink, Gourmet Pens Pink, Tasha Lip Color Rose Pale, Diamond Hope Pink, Noodlers Autumn and Rose, Sailor Monyo Akabe, Laba Zeus, Noodlers Black Swan and English Roses, Noodlers Black Swan and English Roses, Sailor Grenade, Pilot Aroshizuku Yamabudo, Platinum Lavender Black, La Artisan Pastelier Califolio and Renople, Venta Inks Vineyard, Sailor Manyo Kuzu, Tasha Ebi, Kiwi Inks Hipponoto X version 1, Diamine Tammy, Diamine All the Best, Diamine Robert, Diamine Party Time, Diamine Jingleberry, Diamine Celebration, Penbibius 137, Diamine Deep Magenta, Roar Inklinger Sulfurino, and Monteverde Purple Knight. Well, what did you guys think of today's ink? Are you guys looking for a pinky ink? Let me know in the comment section below. That is all for today. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. Hi Ron, how are you doing today? Not my thing, but nice post. Hope everything is doing well. Well, so far. Alright, that's all for today. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I hope that you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Like, comment, subscribe. Ring the little bell. Make sure it's set to all so when I upload new content, YouTube notifies you, and I will be back very soon with another video. So, take care until then. Okay, love you, bye. Have a great day.